So I bought this costume from the MCC, and look at the regular price on that. Who would pay that? It's just the dress comes with it. This wig is sold separately and all that. You'd think they'd at least throw in the candy necklace, but no. I'm having garlic and these things that I made yesterday with the salsa. Carrot juice. James is having celery juice, beet juice, pizza, and tabbouleh. I brought all my plants out again. I don't know why. I just felt sorry for them inside today, and so I brought them out. It's silly, because I'll just have to bring them back in again. And the funny thing is this skirt, like, see how it's set? Whoever owned it last had brought the hem down because they didn't like it as short as it was. But that's great for me because then I can wear my fluffy thing underneath it, which I love. And it's a size large dress, so I got tabbouleh on me. Oh well. Me and pretty dresses. Anyway, it didn't even come with those fancy socks. I just had to wear white tights. But now, as it turned out, I did get the wig last year, and I'd given this thing to James because I was like, why would that even be a part of a wig? It's hideous. And because I didn't know anything about this Katy Perry, is it costume? Anyway, so yeah, anyway, I don't think this wig is the right wig, but it's a blue wig and it'll be fun. I got some water in my ear, I think, from a bath. I had a bath after I packed everything. So anyway, I guess I may as well get this over with. I had to, because this was a size large, I had to tuck it into, I had to wear like a corset sort of thing and tuck it in. So I have to take this off soon because I can't wear this, the tight things around my back. It just kills. I would like to be able to walk tomorrow. Hello.
Hi, how's it going, Katie?
Very fine. I don't know any of the words to that song, so...
Oh yeah? That doesn't matter.
Maybe you do.
No.
Okay.
No. All I've got of her in my mind is an image, right?
Yeah, well that's all she has.
Okay.
So... Anyway... I brought you pizza just in case you...
Yeah, I might need that.
It's celery in the other one.
Yeah,
if you want that. You don't have to have that. Probably gonna spill stuff on my pretty dress.
Do you want me to go get a serviette for you? Okay.
Now that I own it, it's gonna get stuff spilt on it eventually, because I am the messiest eater in the world. Yeah, if you eat nothing but sugar when you're young, you end up having to take lots of raw garlic minced up when you get older. So I did eat that tiramisu earlier, and it doesn't taste.
It's not that good as the strawberry stuff would have been.
No, it was good.
Oh,
See,
what?
I realized afterwards that I didn't get I had the option of getting a strawberry shortcake instead of tiramisu. And had I gotten the strawberry shortcake, I would have been able to share it with the dogs, with James. But he did not interested in tiramisu really. He doesn't know. It's coffee flavored, sort of.
Oh.
It's really good though. You can totally have some.
Oh, there's some left. That's good.
I didn't eat the whole thing. That would
Literally.
have been really.
Mhm. Yeah.
I felt sick, and I still feel sick actually.
Yeah,
Because I should not ever have tiramisu again. Never ever. But yum. I didn't nearly like my psyllium fiber patties as much as I normally do after having that. Yep, so far it stayed up.
Yeah.
I don't know how she managed to make a video with it staying up. It
Oh, probably did a lot of retakes.
Or she would have done concerts and stuff too.
A lot of entertained cameramen, I suppose.
I don't know, maybe she glued it on.
Yeah. The concerts would be a more of an interesting challenge.
Yes.
I wonder what happened to her. It's been like 8 years since her.
I mean, there's not a very long shelf life on that sort of thing.
No.
When you're marketing to 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
I never understood how she managed to become so famous because she seemed too old for
To be
that
playing
crowd.
that role, yeah.
Right from the get-go. And honestly, not mindless enough.
Maybe not, I don't know. I guess she was more mindful and took a boy band. Because she actually wrote some of her stuff just after it was done.
Did she?
I'm not sure. I think so. Well, Backstreet Boys.
I should say not playful enough. She didn't seem playful.
I mean,
Seemed
the
like
look
a
was
grown-up
playful
woman.
enough. Exactly right. So, I guess a lot of girls want to be that. So,
I don't know.
but she just seemed like a grown-up who wasn't a pain in the you know what, right? So, maybe that's what the appeal was.
Maybe.
She definitely didn't seem like a mom.
Maybe like a fun babysitter.
Yeah.
That's what it is, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Did you want to try a bite of this?
It's like kale.
It's carrot.
Okay.
And it has cocoa powder and dates and cloves.
It's going to be sort of sweet, sort of.
It's good.
So you moved the golden berries out, eh?
I did.
Good job.
Yeah, I don't know why I did it.
Well,
I use that trolley thing.
Oh, there we go.
So, yeah, I know.
Even with the trolley, they'd be heavy. How'd
Well,
you keep the
you know, I
dogs
was-
in? Did you kind of shut them away?
Growled at them a lot.
Anyway.
I kept shutting the door after I was through.
The wasps weren't using that nest up there this summer. I don't think so.
I don't know where they were this year.
Oh, they were in their hole in the backyard. It's just
Wait, that's very loud.
slightly overkill.
Had to roar up to that light.
No. They are taking off. They had to wait, roar into a stop. That's a good one.
Okay, I'm going to continue talking about Crispy Cancer by Chris Wark. My notes. I don't know where I left off, but page 126, whole food plant-based diet lowers insulin like growth factor 1 in the body. IGF-1 increases when you eat animal protein or refined sugar. I have salad in my teeth now. Many human cancer cells are dependent on an amino acid called methionine. Without it, they die. Methionine is one of the 9 essential amino acids. Animal foods have the highest levels. Beans, peas, lentils contain inositol hexaphosphate, IP6. IP6 lowers cell proliferation and contributes to tumor cell destruction. Page 127. 2014 study, high protein diet with over 20% of calories coming from animal protein were 4 times more likely to die of cancer or diabetes and 2 times likely to die of any other cause in the next 18 years. Those who ate a plant-based diet had no increased risk. A diet high in saturated fat has been found to increase your risk of lung, colorectal, stomach, and esophageal cancers, also breast and prostate. Excess iron causes oxidative stress, DNA damage, and can catalyze endogenous formation of N-nitroso compounds, potent carcinogens. Page 130, juicing releases 90% of the nutrients in food, 3 times better than your teeth can do. He drank 64 ounces of carrot juice daily, turned orange. 132, his basic juice, 5 small carrots, 1 to 2 celery stalks, half a beetroot, 1 knuckle of ginger. Advanced, add 1 to 2 knuckles turmeric, quarter to half a lemon or lime, 1 green apple, 1 clove garlic. I gotta say, putting the garlic in the juice.
Good.
I tried that.
It's awful.
And I had to lay down.
Speaking of awful, I've got to start studying and actually getting ready to go for my...
Already?
Okay, it's at 6, right? 6 till 9.
Okay.
So I've got to study for it too, right? I've only got... Well, I really should be setting up maybe about 10 minutes to start. Sorry about that.
Okay, well, I'll talk about celery because celery is right there. Celery contains the anti-cancer flavonoids apigenin and luteolin. Apigenin can turn cancer cells normal again. LOX aromatase enzyme that promotes cancer growth hormone estrogen and inhibits breast and prostate cancer. Luteolin protects cells from DNA damage. Another good source of luteolin is artichokes, while parsley and chamomile tea have high levels of apigenin. So there you go.
That's awesome.
He modified his diet from raw vegan to 80% raw and not vegan. The magnificent 7 spices with the highest antioxidant content are cloves, peppermint, lemon balm, allspice, marjoram, cinnamon, and oregano. E-cigarettes, vaping, are less toxic than tobacco. They still increase your risk of cancer. Page 164. Glyphosate interferes with cytochrome P450 enzymes that help your body detoxify. That's in Roundup. 165. Lower your pesticide exposure by nearly 80% by avoiding the top 12 most contaminated fruit and vegetables. Dirty Dozen. After 1 week on organic diet, dialkyl phosphate pesticide levels in adults drop by 89%. Urinary excretion. DAPs make up 70 to 80% of organophosphate pesticides. Fluoride, chlorine, and bromine, toxic halides, displace iodine in the thyroid. The human body can detox mercury, but it can take many months. 181, cells receive messages in electrochemical pathways in your nervous system. External electromagnetic frequencies can disrupt normal communication between cells. They confuse cells, like when too many people talk at the same time. 184, he does water fasting for 5 days in a row. Page 200, cytokines produced when we sleep. They help fight infections. Interrupted sleep can make cancer aggressive and speed its growth. Taking as few as 18 sleeping pills per year triples your risk of death, and taking 2 to 3 pills per week increases your risk of death by a factor of 5. Death from sleeping pills, same risk as smoking. 204, fast for 13 hours each night. I do that, I eat tiramisu. 212, cortisol causes a release of sugar into your bloodstream for energy. 213, stress activates a gene in immune system cells. I should be able to read the word immune in my writing. Wow. Called ATF3 that causes them to malfunction and help cancer cells spread throughout the body. He had stage 3 colon cancer in 2003 at 26 years old. He had surgery but used nutrition instead of chemo. He was folding clothes as J. Crew and living with his parents. He bought 4 rental properties in 30 days. By the end of the year, he and his girlfriend, Mika, owned 17 rental properties. They bought 31 houses in just 2 years. Memphis real estate. Oh, I wrote down some stuff about God. Anyway, 156. Pigs don't sweat, they store the majority of toxins they collect in their fat. 157, in order to be kosher, the animal must be free of disease and injury after blood is drained, You can read about that on 157 if you care. 158, the retail meat report published by the FDA in February 2013 found that 81% of turkey, 69% of pork chops, 55% of raw ground beef, and 39% of chicken parts in supermarkets were infected with an antibiotic-resistant superbug called Enterococcus, the third leading cause of hospital infections. The FDA report also found that 74% of poultry contain antibiotic-resistant salmonella. As far as bacterial content goes, ground meat is the worst. Hamburger meat can contain as much as 100 million bacteria per quarter-pound patty. Even if the meat is completely cooked, the dead bacteria still release endotoxins into your bloodstream and cause an immediate inflammatory response. Causes stiffening of arterial walls and lung inflammation. The response typically lasts 5 to 6 hours. Eating animal products 3 times a day keeps the body in a state of endotoxemia that can lead to disease like Crohn's, heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. I think that's really all I wrote down.
Have a good one. Thanks for the meal, and thanks for the entertainment.
I couldn't find my lipstick. I don't know what I did.
That
with
doesn't
it.
matter. It looks great. You did get
I did. And I did it pretty
That's
much
great.
like she did on the cover. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to mention, like, he talks about things like taking Stockton aloe, Viragel, and amla powder, moringa powder, matcha powder, and I mean, we take a lot of supplements too that we spend money on, and I feel funny about. But anyway, I mean, he had like huge amounts of properties and stuff, lots of money, and so I don't know, did he beat cancer, or did the income from the people that were renting off of him beat his cancer for him? How are they doing, you know, or whatever? I mean, anyway, I get kind of weird sometimes, but I would recommend this book. I thought it was a good read, and it provided a lot of information for me to look up and stuff like that. And I mean, he gives a lot of information about how meat is not the way to go, and then he's like all pro grass-fed and stuff like that, and beef, and whatever. You know, it's the thing is since we know that a lot of the fish that you buy is mislabeled and it's actually tilapia or whatever, even though it says it's like some fancy kind of fish, why would you assume that your beef that you're getting is actually grass-fed if they can charge you more money for it? If you're not raising these animals for yourself, how do you know? Or like he was talking about kosher and how if it's done right, it's less painful to the animal and stuff like that when getting killed. And it's like, are you doing it? Then you don't know. So anyway. But I don't know how this parsley was grown because I grew it. And I know how the mint in here was grown because I grew that too. But I don't know about this pepper or this red onion. You just do what you can, I guess.